Welcome. Come in, my young Class 8 students. Gather round for an explainer of, well, literally the greatest story ever told in our village. I'm absolutely thrilled you're here today. We aren't just going to sit around looking at boring numbers on a page. Oh no. We are stepping right into a world where mathematics is the very fabric of reality. Let's journey through the epic Legend of Mathemystia. Gather round the fire, my young students. Today you must learn the legend of the shifting numbers. Look closely at my weathered face as I tell you this. You can almost feel the heat of the fire, right? I'm going to tell you how our magical kingdom was almost completely lost to darkness. For generations, this story has been passed down, not just to teach us how to calculate, but to show us why calculation matters. It's a tale of shifting numbers, incredible bravery, and the absolute sheer power of a focused mind. So, Mathemystia. It was this breathtaking kingdom of glowing castles and floating equations. Picture this. We'd spend our days just happily watching golden mathematical symbols float through the air, kind of like fireflies. Kids didn't just learn math, they lived it. They'd play by these glowing rivers of numbers, mastering addition and fractions through, well, everyday magic. It was perfect harmony, a beautiful, balanced life. Until an unimaginable terror arrived. Suddenly, the beautiful colors of our world just shifted to these dark, stormy grays. Enter Lord Decimalus. He was an evil villain who absolutely despised order. He spread this thick, suffocating fog of confusion across the land. And he caused our beautiful fractions to literally disappear into thin air. Massive square root symbols started physically cracking across the sky like lightning. The balance just completely collapsed, and pure fear gripped the heart of every single child in Mathemystia. We desperately needed saviors. So the king called upon two youths who had actually just discovered their unique mathematical powers. First, we have Rhea. She's the master of rational numbers, decked out in this brilliant, glowing blue armor, wielding a fraction-powered sword driven by fearless logic. And then there's Rutan. He's the guardian of the emerald square roots, cloaked in a deep green robe and holding a crystal staff that just radiates this wise, grounding calmness. Together, these two were our very last hope. The Rational River Puzzles. Their journey kicked off at a rushing, mystical waterway, where using correct logic was the absolute only way to cross without getting completely swept away. Suddenly, a magical, translucent bridge appears over the roaring water, blocking their path with a glowing puzzle, 4/3 plus 5/2. Look closely at the glowing, flowing water in your mind's eye, my students. Think about it. What pattern do you see in the river? Well, the denominators, 3 and 2, they're clashing, they're different, and that's what's creating this turbulent, dangerous current. Seeing this violently churning water, Rhea hesitates. She grips her sword and cries out, "The currents are too complex. What if we fail?" But listen to how Rutan steps up right here. He whispers, "Follow the smooth flow of the common denominator, my friend. I am with you." I just love that. It brilliantly illustrates that even the bravest heroes face inner doubt. But a friend's spoken encouragement, that can instantly calm the deepest anxieties. So, the absolutely crucial thing here is how they systematize all that chaos. To solve this Class 8 fraction, they combined their powers. Step 1, they found the lowest common multiple of 3 and 2, which is 6. This creates our smooth common denominator. Step 2, Rhea uses her glowing blue armor to convert the fractions. 4/3 becomes 8/6, and 5/2 becomes 15/6. Step 3, with the currents finally matching, they simply add the numerators together. 8 plus 15. So what do we get? Right, picture this scene. Golden sparks just explode from Rhea's sword as 23/6 appears right in the air. The magical numbers glow brighter and brighter, solidifying into a beautifully safe bridge forward. The very first test of logic passed. The shifting fraction maze. Whoosh! With a rapid transition, our heroes suddenly find themselves trapped inside a terrifying labyrinth of shifting walls. A booming, magical voice echoes from the heavy stones, demanding an answer. -6/5 multiplied by 1/3. The walls are literally closing in on them. Before I reveal the answer, my sharp students, how would you navigate this negative rational number? Take just a second to picture the operation in your minds. This time, the dark, stormy colors of that negative fraction really start affecting Rutan. His emerald staff flickers and he trembles. The negative energy is overwhelming my mind. But Rhea? She steps right in front of him. We multiply straight across, side by side, together, she encourages. It is so beautiful to see Rhea returning the support here. It proves that teamwork and emotional support are honestly just as important as pure logic when it comes to mathematics. Guided by Rhea's fearless logic, they execute the steps perfectly. Step 1. Multiply the numerators straight across. -6 times 1 equals -6. Simple enough, right? Step 2. Multiply the denominators. 5 times 3 equals 15. That gives us -6/15. But Rhea knows her glowing sword requires total purity. So, step 3, they simplify. They divide both the top and bottom by 3. The walls are shifting violently as they calculate. And yes, sparkling light patterns burst through the maze as -2/5 rings out into the air. The number flashes in brilliant blue, acting as a magical key that instantly unlocks the exit, stopping those shifting walls dead in their tracks. They survive again!
Root Sutan and the Crystal Cave.
The duo escapes into a hidden cavern where the dim air just hums with this deep, resonant magic. Now, to pass through the sacred place, they had to understand the very definition of a square root. A square root is the magical process of finding a specific number that, when multiplied by itself, completely unlocks the original value. This is the core concept that heals the cracked mathematical symbols of our world. It's all about finding the root cause, the origin. Suddenly, the cave shakes with a terrifying rumble. A giant stone door drops straight from the ceiling, completely blocking their path. Etched right into the center of it is a glowing, desperately cracked symbol, the square root of 81. The cavern ceiling is actually beginning to crumble, students. What number multiplied by itself will save them?
Rutan steps forward. His moment has finally come. Step 1, he examines the cracked radical symbol, really feeling that broken magic. Step 2, he asks the cavern, what identical number pair multiplies to 81? He raises his emerald crystal staff high into the air, and a beam of light reveals the truth. Step 3, he demonstrates clearly that 9 times 9 equals 81.
Hold on to your seats for this. The magical number 9 glows with an incredibly intense green brilliance from his staff. The light shoots directly into the cracked symbol, healing it instantly. And then, with a heavy, echoing groan, the massive stone door slowly rolls open. Rutan's calm wisdom has cleared the way to their final challenge.
The final mathematical standoff.
The pacing here becomes absolutely frantic. They burst out of the cave and finally confront Lord Dissimulus inside his terrifying fortress of broken equations and swirling black clouds. He summons a vortex of numbers so insanely complex it literally knocks Rhea to her knees. "I cannot pierce this dark equation, my logic is failing," she cries out, her blue armor actually dimming. But Rutan stands firm. "Your logic is your light, Rhea. We solved this as one," he shouts back over the deafening thunder. In this moment of peak emotional tension, Rhea faces her absolute deepest fear of failure. But Rutan's unyielding friendship anchors her perfectly. Lord Dissimulus floats high into the air and unleashes his ultimate storm. The equation hangs in the sky in jagged, dark red fire. The square root of 144 plus 1/2. Time itself seems to slow down to an agonizing crawl as this ultimate storm unleashes. My students, everything we've learned leads right here. What is the final answer? They combine their unique powers step by step, perfectly in sync. Step 1. Rutan uses his emerald staff to purify the square root. The square root of 144 is 12. Step 2. Rhea uses her sword to format it, writing 12 as a rational fraction, 12/1. Step 3. To add it to 1/2, they need that common denominator. So 12/1 becomes 24/2. 24 halves plus 1/2. They raise their weapons together. Just picture the absolute majesty of this moment. Golden sparks shower the entire kingdom as 25/2 is solved. The dark fortress completely shatters into light. Fireworks of golden mathematical symbols fill the newly cleared sky, and the beautiful, perfect balance of Mathemystia is wonderfully restored. Our heroes have won. Remember what you've learned today, my students. Math isn't just numbers, it's imagination, it's teamwork, and most importantly, it is courage. So the next time you face a really difficult problem, ask yourself, will you let the shifting numbers intimidate you, or will you ignite your logic and find the light?